Welcome to the Real News Network. I'm Sharmini Pires coming to you from Baltimore. President Duterte of the Philippines was elected just over 100 days ago, and his presidency is already proving to be as controversial as one expected. Up to 3,500 suspected drug users and dealers are said to have been killed by vigilantes at Duterte's apparent urging. He has called President Barack Obama a son of a whore, and he recently threatened to cancel joint military exercises with the United States. Next week, Duterte will visit China to strengthen ties. This comes shortly after the International Court in The Hague ruled in favor of the Philippines and against China in a dispute over the South China Sea. Joining us now from Japan to discuss all of these issues is Walden Bello. Walden is former Philippine congressman serving 3 terms, during which time he co-authored 2 joint resolutions seeking the termination of the Philippines Visiting Forces Agreement with the United States. Also, he is the author of Capitalism's Last Strand, Deglobalization in the Age of Austerity. Walden, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me, Sharmini.
So, Walden, let's begin with the issue that has perhaps attracted the most attention worldwide during Duterte's first 100 days in office, which is the extrajudicial killing of up to 3,300 drug users and, of course, dealers as well. What do you make of this?
Well, it is certainly an issue that has very sharply divided the country. The opinion of many is, that the president is directly behind the killings. He has not hidden the fact, that he supports the killing of drug users and drug dealers without due process. A large percentage of those who have been killed in police operations in which the police always say that they fired because the person was resisting arrest, but that is no longer very credible given the large numbers of people who are said to have fallen that way. And a large number, about more than a third, are also due to vigilantes. And there's also emerging a common feeling that these vigilante groups are actually police units that are out of uniform. And the president has, in his speeches, he has called for killing drug users and drug dealers. He does not. He has also made it a point to say that he does not believe in rehabilitation. He doesn't think that works. He even had this very famous speech, or notorious speech, as you might say, when he got elected, and he was in an urban poor neighborhood where he told residents, if you see any drug users around, you should probably just kill them because it would be too painful if you were to ask their parents to kill them. So the problem here is, that this campaign seems to have the support of many Filipinos. That despite the fact that people like me and others say that you have to have due process, that you need to respect basic human rights. There is a sense among many that when it comes to criminals, they don't have rights, and that is a reflection of Duterte's own beliefs. So this is, the situation that we have at this point, a really polarized country between those who support this very bloody drug war campaign all the way, and those like me who oppose it, that say that their rights have to be respected, and that due process is very, very important for any society. And that
Walden, Duterte just very boldly invited a UN special rapporteur to investigate the deaths of these drug dealers and drug users. As you know, when the UN intervenes in these kinds of matters, it's with the consent of the state. So I assume the invitation is consent of the state, but this will also require the cooperation of many of the citizens to carry out an investigation of this sort. What do you think the special rapporteur might find when he or she gets there?
Well, first of all, I think that invitation has to be really issued formally. And this is something that always dogs Duterte's pronouncements, because the process of an invitation is oftentimes not carried out in formal terms after he announces it. So that's the first thing. Will it, in fact, be a formal invitation that will allow the UN to act? Secondly, if in fact the UN Special Rapporteur comes, then he or she will really need to be very innovative in terms of the way that he or she can obtain the information. I think that there will be a lot of people who will cooperate, especially the victims, or the families of the victims. But in terms of the police, the security forces, I think that might be a bit more difficult. I think they will have a common story. But if you have a good investigator that could, really assess the evidence, look at the circumstantial evidence, and discover patterns in killings, then I think it would be a very, very useful investigation.
I'm speaking with Walden Bello, and we're going to continue our discussion on the Philippines and the new President Duterte, who has served 100 days in office thus far under some very controversial issues surrounding him. So join us again. We're going to take up the South China Sea in segment 2.